Archangel Michael says, "The silence that has fallen between you and the one you hold dearest is not ordinary. It is heavy, purposeful, and carries within it truths you were never meant to ignore. You feel it pressing on your chest, the weight of their absence screaming louder than their words ever did. This silence was planted like a seed, watered by secrets they never confessed. Every moment they withhold their voice, they are also withholding a piece of themselves that once belonged to you. The air around you feels different, and you know deep down that something sacred has shifted. What you don't yet see is that their silence is not rejection, it is protection. They are hiding a truth that could break you, a secret that could shake your world apart. They believe by not speaking, they are sparing you pain, but the silence itself is a wound. Stay alert, for this silence is not an accident, nor is it a passing phase. It is tied to choices they made in the dark, choices they hoped you would never uncover. And now, heaven is pulling back the curtain so you will finally know. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The walls they built around their heart were not made overnight. Each brick is a memory, an incident, a fear that they never voiced. To you, it feels sudden, but to them, it has been a slow unraveling. The reason they are not talking is rooted in betrayal, though not always by you. Someone whispered into their ear, twisting truths, planting doubts that poisoned what once was pure. The person they trusted most to guide them is the very one who led them astray. Now, their silence has become their shield. They think if they retreat into distance, they can regain control of the storm inside them. But heaven has seen the damage, and your tears are not invisible. Archangel Michael says, "The silence is a disguise, but truth has its own wings." The longer they hide, the louder heaven will expose. Nothing hidden stays buried forever. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Their silence is not emptiness, it is confession without words. Every pause, every ignored message, every step back carries a hidden meaning. They are speaking, but only heaven understands the language. This silence comes because they are afraid of your reaction. They know that if they spoke, you would see the cracks in their story. Their greatest fear is not losing you, it is losing the version of you that still believes in them. But silence is dangerous, for it leaves your heart in limbo. You keep replaying their last words, searching for clues, wondering where the love disappeared. Heaven sees the torment of unanswered questions. And now the message is clear, their silence is not yours to carry anymore. A revelation is on its way, and when it arrives, their silence will shatter like glass. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The silence is not empty, it is a prison they built with their own hands. Behind those quiet walls, they replay choices they cannot undo. They know if their voice slips, the truth will escape. Every unread message, every missed call, every door left unopened has meaning. They are not ignoring you by accident, they are avoiding the confrontation of their own reflection. To them, silence feels safer than honesty. But heaven is not blind to the pain you carry in your chest. The sleepless nights, the endless circles of thought, the questions you whisper into the dark, they are all recorded. And now, heaven has decided the silence must break. You may not see it yet, but their silence is slowly crumbling under the weight of guilt. What they thought was protection is becoming a confession in itself. And soon, their stillness will turn into a scream. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The truth is, someone stood between you and them. A third presence poisoned the bond that was once pure. Their silence was bought with fear and manipulation. Imagine their heart being pulled in two directions. One side longs to return to you, to confess, to heal. The other side is chained by shadows that whisper threats if they ever speak. And so they choose silence, believing it is the only path that spares you pain. But in doing so, they unknowingly inflicted a deeper wound. Their absence echoes louder than any fight ever could. Archangel Michael says, "The silence you endure is not without reason." You were meant to see the truth hidden beneath it, to learn the power of patience while heaven works behind the scenes. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The silence is the mask of unfinished words. They wanted to say it all, but their courage fell short at the edge of their lips. They swallowed every confession until it burned like fire in their chest. They know that you feel abandoned, and yet they cling to their quiet because it is all they have left. Their silence is a fragile control in a world that has slipped from their hands. But heaven whispers that this quiet is not permanent. Already, events are unfolding to force the truth into the light. Their lips may not move, but circumstances will shout what they've been hiding. Do not mistake their silence as lack of love. It is love twisted with fear, devotion tangled with regret. And heaven is determined to untie the knots. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Behind their silence lies a secret that could change everything. It is not just about you, it involves others who never wished you to know. They were trapped into silence by promises made in the dark. Someone used their weakness against them. Someone knew the exact strings to pull to keep their mouth closed. Their silence is not loyalty, it is bondage. This is why you feel restless in your spirit. You sense that there is more happening than meets the eye. Your soul can hear the unspoken cries that their silence tries to bury. Heaven has already marked the day the silence will end. What was stolen will be returned, and the words you needed to hear will finally reach your ears. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Their silence carries memories they cannot erase. Memories of moments when they should have spoken but stayed quiet instead. Every unsaid truth became a stone, and now their silence is a mountain. They replay every moment they failed you, every chance they wasted to be honest. Their silence is their punishment, but unknowingly, they are punishing you too. The cycle keeps spinning, but it is about to break. Heaven will not allow silence to steal your destiny. The truth that belongs to you cannot remain hidden forever. The stillness will break open, and the sound will echo across your life. Archangel Michael says, "Your patience has been noticed, and your tears are counted. You are not forgotten, even in the silence." The divine hand is already moving to restore what was lost. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Their silence is heavy because it carries betrayal. Someone close whispered things into their ear, things designed to twist their heart against you. Now they are trapped in confusion, unsure whom to believe. Every time they open their mouth to speak, fear shuts it again. The fear that you will discover what they have done, or what has been done to them. Their silence is not strength, it is weakness wrapped in guilt. But silence has limits. It cannot stretch forever without breaking. Already, cracks are forming, and the truth is leaking out in subtle signs you may not notice. The heavens watch, and they cannot allow you to remain in the dark. This silence is preparing to explode into revelation. What was hidden behind closed lips will soon be forced into the open. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They believe that if they never speak, time will erase the pain. But time does not heal what is never faced. Instead, it deepens the wound until it demands to be exposed. Every ignored word from them is like a shadow pressing on your soul. You feel abandoned, but their silence is proof of their inner battle. They are torn between protecting themselves and protecting you. This is why you dream of them at night. Your spirit senses what their silence cannot say. You are tied together in ways that cannot be broken by distance or silence. The more they withhold, the more heaven prepares to intervene. The day of exposure is written, and when it arrives, every secret will collapse under its own weight. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Their silence holds the name of the person who interfered. Someone you never suspected played the role of a hidden enemy. That is why the one you love most could no longer speak freely. This silence is not a rejection of you, it is the poison of influence. They wanted to speak, they wanted to explain, but the strings tied around them were too strong. Heaven saw the manipulation and allowed silence only for a time. Now the time has run out. Their silence is no longer safe for them, nor for you. It must be shattered before it destroys everything you built together. Archangel Michael says, "The silence you carry is not punishment but preparation." When truth comes, it will not only restore you, it will elevate you to a place even silence cannot touch. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. The silence is a storm hiding in calm. On the outside, you see distance and withdrawal. On the inside, lightning is flashing, and thunder is rolling in their heart. They cannot escape the voice of their own conscience. It whispers louder than the silence they show you. Every quiet night, they remember what they have hidden. The reason they are not talking is not because they do not care, it is because they care too much and fear losing you forever if the truth comes out. They think silence is safer, but heaven calls it dangerous. Silence is the last wall between you and revelation. Soon, it will crack, and when it does, the flood of truth will rush through. You will finally know what has been kept from you. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. You have waited long in patience. You have endured the weight of unanswered questions. Yet every tear has been collected, and every sigh recorded in the scrolls of heaven. Their silence is not the final word. The story is still being written, and heaven holds the pen. What they cannot say, destiny will declare. Even now, shifts are happening in the unseen realm. People involved in keeping this secret are turning on each other. The silence is breaking from within. The day is near when the one you love will have no choice but to speak. Their silence will end, and in its place, you will hear truth that will both wound and heal. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. The silence will not end softly. It will break suddenly, like glass shattering in the night. One moment quiet, the next moment everything revealed. You will hear words you waited too long to hear. You will feel the weight of hidden confessions finally lifted. And though it will shake you, it will also free you. The silence that once felt endless will become a memory. You will look back and see how heaven used even their quiet to guide you toward truth. Nothing was wasted. Archangel Michael says, "Stay steady, for the silence is about to end." When it does, the truth will set you into the place of destiny reserved only for you. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The silence between you and them is like a locked door. Every time you try to open it, you are met with emptiness. But behind that door, their heart is screaming words they dare not say. They think you will never forgive them if you knew the truth. They believe your love will crumble if the secret reaches your ears. So they keep choosing silence, unaware that it hurts you even more. Heaven watches this game of silence. Every tear you shed is weighed against the words they swallowed. The balance is tipping, and soon the silence will not be strong enough to hold back destiny. The heavens have already written the moment when their lips will tremble and release what they have buried. That moment will arrive suddenly, and nothing will stop it. Their silence is running out of time. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. The one you love most is not talking because their mind is chained. Someone whispered a lie that made them believe staying silent was the only way to protect you. They trusted the wrong voice and now they are bound by fear. They walk around with a mask, pretending everything is fine. But inside, their silence has become a prison where guilt eats them alive. They think they are shielding you, but really they are destroying themselves. And you, unknowingly, carry their burden in your chest. You sense the distance, the absence, the loss, even when no words are spoken. Heaven knows you cannot bear this weight much longer. That is why divine hands are already at work. The web of lies will break, and their silence will crumble with it. Truth is on its way to your doorstep. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Every pause you feel from them is a message. Silence is not emptiness, it is coded language. Their refusal to talk says more than words ever could. They are trying to hold two worlds together, the world where they love you and the world where they hide from you. But these two worlds cannot coexist forever. One must collapse, and heaven has chosen which one it will be. Their silence is their attempt to delay the inevitable. But destiny does not wait for fear to disappear. It pushes forward until the truth bursts into light. And when that moment comes, you will see their face change. Their silence will no longer shield them, it will expose them. Their quiet will speak louder than their words. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. There is a sacred reason you are hearing this message today. It is not chance that these words find you at this exact moment. Heaven wants you prepared for the silence about to break. The silence has been like a ticking clock, counting down in the background of your life. Each day that passes, the clock gets louder. And now, you are close to the final strike. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear the silence any longer. It is only the shell protecting the seed of truth. When the shell breaks, new life will grow in its place. The silence that once hurt you will become the very evidence that love was never gone, it was only buried. And soon, you will hold the proof in your hands. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. Their silence has become a shadow that follows you everywhere. Even when you try to smile, the quietness of their absence pulls at your spirit. You cannot escape the weight of words never spoken. They know the damage they are causing by not speaking. Yet their fear holds them tighter than their love ever could. They think they are protecting you, but really they are punishing you. Every silent day feels like another wound. It's not just distance, it's a reminder that something sacred was broken in secret. Heaven has seen enough of this delay. The divine clock has been ticking, and the last hour of their silence approaches. Very soon, their lips will tremble, their heart will burst, and everything unsaid will rush out like a flood. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. The reason they are not talking to you is not simple. It is tangled in webs of lies, betrayals, and unfinished promises. They were pushed into silence by hands you do not see. Someone else benefits from their quiet. Someone else smiles as they watch you suffer without answers. Their silence is being used as a weapon against you. But what man uses for harm, heaven overturns. Their silence will backfire, and in the very stillness meant to break you, strength will be born. You are not the one who loses. The silence will turn against those who engineered it. And when it breaks, their names will be revealed, their motives exposed, and your soul restored. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Your nights have carried the heaviest weight of their silence. You lie awake wondering why, but the quiet offers no response. Instead, it echoes louder than thunder in your chest. Their silence is not because you failed. It is because they failed to face their truth. Instead of courage, they chose withdrawal. But silence is not eternal. It cracks under the pressure of time and truth. Even now, the cracks are spreading wider. The one you love most cannot keep living in two realities. Heaven will force them to choose, and silence will no longer be an option. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. The silence is a battlefield where love and fear collide. On one side, their heart longs to run back to you. On the other side, their fear chains them in place. This war has gone on for too long, and heaven will not allow it to continue. Already, the outcome has been written in your favor. Their silence will surrender. When the silence breaks, it will feel sudden to them but not to you. You have been prepared, strengthened, and warned for this very moment. Archangel Michael says, the silence you endure will become the testimony of your strength. The words they withheld will only prove how deeply heaven has been guiding you all along. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. Their silence is no longer just absence, it has become a cage. A cage where both of you are locked, though only one chose the bars. You wait outside while they hide inside. They know you deserve answers. They know your heart is breaking in the stillness. But they cannot bring themselves to face the storm their words will unleash. Every hour they stay silent, the distance grows larger. It is not just physical, it is spiritual. Yet even in silence, heaven has kept the invisible cord of connection between you alive. Heaven is not blind to your cries. The silence that once wounded you will soon become the very stage for divine revelation. The truth will speak louder than their voice ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. The silence carries secrets of betrayal, secrets that twist like thorns. Someone whispered lies, and instead of fighting, they fell into the trap. Now their silence is stained with guilt. But guilt cannot last forever. It eats away at peace until there is nothing left. And their quiet has already stolen their sleep. They may not tell you, but heaven knows their restless nights. They toss, they turn, and their conscience burns. Their silence has turned into chains of fire. That fire will soon consume their ability to stay quiet. Their lips will part, their heart will shake, and the truth will escape no matter how much they resist. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. Every silence is a choice. They are choosing not to speak, but they forget heaven still reveals. Even without words, the truth is being written around them. People will slip. Details will leak. The silence will betray itself through the cracks of daily life. Heaven will orchestrate moments where silence is no longer enough. They will be forced to face you with honesty. And when that happens, the silence will turn into a flood of words. The one who stayed quiet will become the one who cannot stop speaking. Every hidden thought will spill out, every confession delivered. The silence will finally end. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. The silence has been your test, but it has been their prison. They thought distance would protect them, but instead it devoured them. What they tried to avoid is what is destroying them now. You are stronger than the silence. You have endured nights that would have broken others. Your strength has been carved in the fire of waiting. Archangel Michael says, this silence is ending in your favor. The truth that comes will hurt, but it will heal. And you will rise from it unshaken. When the silence shatters, the sound will echo through your life. You will never forget this moment, because heaven will turn pain into destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Their silence is a shield, but that shield is cracking. You may not hear their voice, but heaven hears their soul screaming. They cannot hide what weighs so heavily inside them. Each quiet moment is actually a confession. The stillness around you is a language of regret. Heaven is translating it for you right now. The silence they give you has been planned. They thought ignoring you would buy them time. But all it has done is expose their fear. The more they stay silent, the clearer the truth becomes. And soon, the silence will turn against them, forcing them to reveal what they cannot contain any longer. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. The silence feels endless, but it is close to breaking. Their lips have been sealed by guilt, but guilt has no power against time. Truth always rises to the surface. You may feel abandoned, but heaven has never left your side. You have been protected even in the void of words. The silence has shaped your patience into strength. The one you love knows they cannot escape forever. Their heart beats faster when they think of you. Silence is not peace for them, it is torment. And when torment grows too heavy, the mouth speaks what it has long buried. That moment is closer than you think. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. There is a name hidden behind their silence. A name that connects to why they stopped talking. That name will soon be revealed to you. Someone's influence made them withdraw. Lies whispered into their ear turned them away. Their silence is the shadow of that manipulation. But shadows disappear when light enters. Heaven is about to shine that light. Their silence will no longer protect the one who deceived them. The truth will burn away every shadow. And in that fire, you will finally understand why they went silent. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. The silence has been your deepest wound, but it will become your greatest weapon. Heaven has been training you in the quiet. You have learned to listen beyond words. The one who thought silence could break you will soon realize it only built you stronger. Your tears were prayers written in secret. And those prayers were answered in heaven. Archangel Michael says, "You will not be defeated by silence. You will rise with truth louder than lies." What you thought was loss is only preparation for restoration. The silence that pained you will end in victory. You will see the hand of heaven move so powerfully that no silence will ever harm you again. Type Amen to get blessing 3333.